Like a boss.
All right, ladies, this is Alex from mindfulattraction.org, and today we're gonna be going over the Cash Me Outside girl. I don't know if you guys heard of her. I mean, you got to be on a rock if you've never heard of her. And the reason why I wanted to make this video is because I'm doing a lot of research on the masculine and the feminine, right? And how suppressed femininity causes men to become overly masculine. And on the same light, when the women suppresses their femininity, they be rather than being assertive, they become aggressive, right? And what tends to happen is that as a woman, when you do that to yourself, and you're a mother and you have a child, and she never had masculine energy around her, she's gonna lack a lot of discipline, and the lack of discipline causes you to not be able to control the girl, and as a result, your masculine energy will rise up, and it'll cause you to get action oriented. Let me fix this girl, without the feminine energy allowing you to think inside her head about what to do, how to maneuver around her head, because the feminine energy is able to think inside people's heads. The masculine energy takes action based on those things. But when you don't have one or the other, you're able to think with no action, or you act without it. That's what happens when you have this kind of imbalance, right? So I'm gonna be going over the truth behind her aggression, and why this is the story of a lot of women, not at this scale, but a lot of women were raised like this. I remember I knew someone in my family, I'm not gonna say who that is, where they fought with their mothers a lot. They literally had physical altercation, and it was the same thing. The woman was masculine and the daughter was masculine. They had no feminine energy. You see, the way they wanted to feel feminine is through a man. You see what I'm saying? They wanted to surrender to the man. The problem is that when they surrender to the man, usually they surrender to men who have also suppressed their feminine side. So they're not nurturing. They don't give them the love that they want, right? But that's for a whole nother story. If you're asking me how I'm knowing this, is because I'm doing research for my course called Natural Chemistry, which is coming out pre-sale January 15th, and it's coming out officially. No, it's coming out pre-sale January 1st, and it's coming out officially January 15th. All right. So if you want to get it at a discount, purchase it before it comes out to the public, which you could only purchase it like pre-sale when you go to the link below, and then you get on the VIP list, because you also get like a free bonus, 2 free bonuses only exclusive to those who get on the VIP list. If I release it and you're not in that VIP list, you're not gonna get those 2 free bonuses. I'm just letting you know, and it's gonna be at a discount, $100 off. All right, so let's begin this, and I'm gonna chime in and give you guys my take, okay? But this is gonna be very interesting, people.
Barbara's where? No way. She'll go after me. Bitch. Like if I tell her like hit me, she'll try to hit me, and I gotta like dodge her. Cause if she hits me, I'm giving it to her.
You see what is that? Think about it. This is masculine energy. You see, masculine energy wants to prove themselves at a physical level. You see, feminine energy is more thoughtful. It thinks before it acts. It sets traps for you. Masculine energy without feminine energy is brute force without thinking. You see, it has no grace. It has no ability to change things. You see, they need each other in order to communicate at a optimal level. But what you see here is a woman who has been put on her masculine out of mostly because of abuse or because of frustration in life. You see what I'm saying? Mostly abuse and stuff like that. And that causes you to be extra aggressive as a defense mechanism.
I'm pretty violent. I mushed her in the face because she wouldn't get out of my face. Either I'm breaking down her door or she's breaking down my door. I don't stop till I start seeing dents in the door. Because I knew what I was doing, you did it. She's so over exaggerated. But she'll be like, oh, she threw boulders at my window. The pebble's like this little.
You see, and what that says to me is that the mother has her emotional maturity has been stunted. You see, maybe that's what happens when you experience trauma. You sort of don't grow out of that traumatic phase because you haven't processed it. You suppressed it, and it'll become part of your shadow. You know, when you don't want to meet something face to face, when you don't want to meet your emotions face to face, it becomes part of your shadow, and it'll begin to come out in ways that's not healthy for you. Even though you're trying to be healthy by trying to suppress it, because that's the way you cope with pain. The shadows part of you will never leave you. So it'll come out in passive aggressive ways. And how do I mean passive aggressive? Is because you think you're right. You feel emotions and you feel wronged. So you think you're doing the right thing, but in reality, it's your shadow acting through you and sabotaging your relationships because you haven't addressed it.
She'll threaten me. If you don't do this or that, then I'm gonna call your PO.
You got one more time to hit me, Danielle. You got one more.
I ran out 4 times in one day. And the cops brought me back every time. She wants me to be sent away. You want me in just a bad, put me in jail.
She's fucking smoking a cigarette. Like, what did it say there? All right, y'all, let's just smoke that cigarette. Right? And you see a lot of women, and you see a lot of girls like that. You see, that's a problem, not the problem with single mothers, but that's the problem when a single mother has an extreme in her, she's only a polar, there's only one energy dominating her, which is either the masculine or the feminine. When you just have your feminine energy, you create little Cartmans and you become pushovers. When you just have your masculine energy, you create little cash me outside girls. See what I'm saying? This is the thing, man. It's her, you'll notice this, but let me say this, is that these are some signs that you have, that you are a masculine woman, all right? Because just because you're sexy and seductive doesn't mean you have feminine energy, because a lot of the times your seduction has aggression. You know, it has an aggressive aspect that's masculine. It has a conquering kind of aspect. It has no emotions. It has no feelings for people. It just has you in it. So you see guys that you use your femininity to manipulate guys and to get what you want without no regards of human life, right? Here are some of them. 1. And again, if you like this, you want to check out my course, man, because I'm going to be talking about the masculine and the feminine, the different archetypes, the different kind of guys, the misogynist, the male feminist, the beta male, the alpha male, the player, the star. I mean, we're going to be going over the different types of male nature. That's fascinating, right? But here's some of them. Rather than assertive, you're aggressive. You know how women say, I keep it real. You see, that's not keeping it real. That's just your aggression coming out. You never express your true emotions, because your emotions are suppressed. You struggle saying I love you to people. You don't self-care or address your pain. Rather, you redirect it onto other people, or because you haven't addressed it, you project it onto other people. You suppress and use drugs to deal with your emotions. You never admit to being wrong. You never ask for help. You see, you never apologize. All of those signs are one of the many signs that you are in your masculine energy, and you have suppressed your femininity because you believe that if you express your femininity, you're going to be hurt and you won't be able to recover. And that's where your masculine side comes out, because if you have a healthy masculinity to your part of you, you have an inner man within you that gives you the comfort and the belief that you're able to recover from pain. And the inner woman inside of you allows you to introspect. The man inside of you allows you to give you the belief that you can recover from your pain, right? And that's what happened with this little girl, because she is a little girl. Her feminine side is being suppressed and her masculine side is outside trying to defend herself, right? She's very action-oriented without thinking. No self-reflection, which is feminine. These types of women take action but fail at their actions. They take action without thinking. You see, they get into relationships without thinking. They move in without thinking. There's action. And they have a lot of failed businesses. They fail at their business. They do things because they just don't plan it out. That's very masculine, right? Because there's little forethought. Femininity allows you to self-reflect and to plan and to understand all of the interrelationships between the things that you do. You see what I'm saying? How this affects that, right? So let's keep watching.
So tell me what you think you're doing that contributes to this chaos and this problem.
You see, I think that's the wrong question, right? You should be asking the mom, like, what are you doing to cause this? You see, because there's a lot of violence in that, and it starts from the mom. She gives her child her energy, and she drinks it, and it becomes part of her character. Because children take in the energy of the parent, maybe not at a cognitive level, but at an emotional level, they take it in, right?
Behave disrespectful. I steal cars. I steal her credit card. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, she's uncontrollable, but it's because she can't control herself. The mom cannot control her emotions. There's a lot of masculine energy. When you can't control your emotions, it's because you haven't self-reflected, you haven't sought for help, and you think you can deal with it on your own, or you think there's no problem because you're still not being able to reflect upon yourself. You see, that's why women are more prone to take the blame for things, to feel guilty, because they have a self-reflective mechanism inside of them. But they lack the masculine part of them that allows them to self-reflect, and then being because of masculinity at a toxic level never takes blame and always blames other people. So when you balance that out, you're able to think, am I wrong? While at the same time being able to realize that you might be right. You know, you give yourself the chance to see if you're right, but you also value your opinions, right?
No reason to lie. Everybody know already. Like,
What do you say to yourself that gives you the right to take somebody else's car?
I'm finna be slapped. You mean? That's what makes me want to take the next bitch car.
What now? I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Are you speaking English?
You see, again, people, look at the mother crying. What a fucking victim. What a victim, right? This is how she allows her femininity to come out as a victim. You see, it's toxic femininity that's suppressed. She uses her femininity to feel and to self-loathe, but not to self-reflect. That's what happens when you don't address your feminine side, which is the part of you of your emotions, when you haven't dealt with them. It becomes disfigured. Your feminine side becomes disfigured and almost like a mutant. And rather than self-reflect in a healthy way, as a result of you balancing it out with your masculine energy, it turns into self-loath and self-hatred, right? And that self-hatred puts you in a defensive mode. And then the masculine side comes out and it blames other people and not yourself. It's truly is sad, man. And the girl's laughing, but people understand this is not real happiness. This is her trying to show to the world that she's tough. You know, she never had a father figure in her life. So she's trying to use that masculine side as a way to show people that she's tough. You know, that's why she's doing so many things.
You have an accent of some sort?
Tell them where it comes from, you know.
From the streets.
Oh. Okay, so
People,
tell me again.
she's a little girl.
What is it you
Girls
say to yourself
giggle. Girls giggle a lot. Okay, it's just how it is. Girls giggle a lot. It's annoying. I get it, but they giggle a lot. So it is what it is.
gives you the right to take somebody else's car?
I don't say anything to myself. I just say, all right, there's a car. There's some keys right in front of me. I know where the car at.
You know where the car at?
Yeah, bitch. She know what the car at. Fuck you mean you don't know what the car at? You know what you're talking about.
Did you go to the 5th grade?
Come on, Dr. Phil's getting defensive now. Dr. Phil's on his feminine right now. You see, Dr. Phil is also one of those dudes who suppress his masculine side to show how righteous he is. You see what I'm saying? So he does get defensive often, right? But that's for a whole another story. When guys suppress their masculinity out of show of grace, out of show of how angelic they are, they tend to suppress their masculine side and they turn to passive aggressive men. And that's what Dr. Phil is. So he tends to trust me, he's a very emotional guy, but it is what it is, man. He helps people out, so it is what it is.
Go.
Well, I stopped at 7th if you want to get technical.
You stopped at the 7th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So you did go through the 5th grade.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, I was just curious. Okay, so you just take it and you don't consider that it belongs to someone else.
No. Your keys in my room, you asking for it. You don't leave your keys in a person's
So she's talking about the time when she stole somebody's car, all right?
someone's room when they've stolen cars before. Like, you asking for it.
So
I'll be honest with you, that's kind of true. I'm not gonna lie, I agree with her. It's kind of like That's entrapment. If you know that she stole your shit, why are you leaving your shit around her? That's stupid. Motherfucker, you don't hang around with a murderer because he might kill you eventually. So it's like, it's dumb. All right, whatever, man.
What do you think is going to happen when you happen to steal somebody's car that disagrees with that and decides that they're going to drop a hammer on you and prosecute you to the full extent of the law?
Then I do my time in jail. Jail ain't nothing.
Again, you see, this is the part. This girl is on the defensive because she's been hurt, right? And as a result, when you're on the defensive, your masculine side comes out and it suppresses your femininity. Your femininity is where you feel your emotions. Your masculinity is where you act out of emotions without thinking. You see, you need both in order to think before you act, and then to act in an assertive and powerful way. What she's doing is that she's acting out of emotion without self-reflection, right? And that's a very masculine trait, attacking without thinking. Feminine energy thinks before attacks. It sets traps. You see what I'm saying? But the masculine energy is what attacks. The feminine energy thinks and sets the traps. The masculine attacks and takes action. What she has is uncontrolled aggression, you know, and the reason why it's uncontrolled and is because it has become part of her shadow. She suppressed all of the pain and anger that she has felt, and she has found her own strategies to release it. But what happens is that your dark side tends to be wherein if you suppress something, it'll come out in ways that you don't notice it until hindsight, until you grow up and think back and self-reflect on your life, which is part of your feminine energy to self-reflect. So that's what she's doing. She is just acting out because there's pain. You know, she doesn't receive the love, the mothering love, the nurturing which mothers give, which allows them to deal with their pain. She doesn't get it from the mother because her mother is also in pain. She also needs help. You see, when she's acting like the child, like a sibling, she's acting like her sibling. So as a result, the child cannot even respect her. You see what I'm saying? So that's what's going on. That's why she acts out. She's trying to prove to the world that she's tough. She's trying to prove to the world that that she's one of the guys and stuff like that. I can promise you, if I had to guess, she doesn't have a lot of female friends. I'm just guessing. I haven't checked, but I'm just guessing. You see what I'm saying? Because that toxic masculinity tends to push away a lot of females. You see what I'm saying? So, all right, let's keep watching.
That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
Because you're too streetwise?
Yup. And all these hoes laughing like something funny.
She's talking about the audience.
Oh.
That they're laughing at her.
Oh, they're hoes.
Did you say the
Hoes.
The hoes are laughing?
Yeah, Dr. Phil, hoes. Stop acting you don't know the hoes. See what I'm saying? The thing about Dr. Phil, man, is like Dr. Phil be acting like he never heard that before. He's like, what did you just say? Nigga, you know what the fuck she said. You old enough to know that shit. Come on, my nigga. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Yep.
So the audience are a bunch of hoes.
Yeah.
But you know what she's saying, nigga. Like, she calling them hoes. Yeah, man. Come on, man. Stop acting stupid. I'm not gonna lie. Some of the audience are a bunch of hoes. Let's keep it honest. There's a few in a crowd. There's always one or two hoes. Okay, let's just put it out there. There is some hoes out there. Maybe a few. Hey man, some of them that morning maybe sucked some dick or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But that's the truth. You know, there are some women who are savages, man. They're just Wolverines, man. They just don't give a fuck, man.
Catch me outside. How about that? Catch me outside. How about that?
Again, that's her trying to prove herself. You see what I'm saying? That's her trying to show to the world that she's not in pain. You see, femininity allows themselves to be vulnerable, to show their pain. Masculinity doesn't want to show their pain, so it lashes out in an aggressive way, out of way. It's almost like they're trying to put a smoke screen around their pain. You see, there's different kinds of smoke screens in the world. There's smoke screens in terms of words, me telling you something so that you don't notice my actions, baby, I love you, but then I disappear on you for 3 days, right? Then there's smoke screens in terms of me distracting you with something, with a pleasurable thing. Hey, it's like the carrot, right? I'm distracting you and putting the carrot in front of you, giving you a fantasy, lying to you. Or there's just being tough, right? When you try to have a strong trait with the absence of the opposite. When somebody looks too tough, right? That's a smoke screen so that you don't see their true pain. You see what I'm saying?
You outside? What does that mean?
What I just said.
Catch her outside means she'll go outside and do what she has to do. That's what she's talking about.
Oh yeah,
This is all. But don't you see that this is all mouth? This is mouth.
Bitch, you too, man. What the fuck you talking about, man? This is all mouth. You're also responsible for that shit too, man. See what I'm saying? That's her masculine energy. She doesn't take responsibility for the shit that she's done. That's her product. That's your product. You did that shit. That's your energy coming out. Your animus. That's your inner animus. That's your dark side. Literally, yes, that's her dark side, embodying her dark side. And that's a part that she's ashamed of. That's who she is. In fact, that's more of who she is and who she thinks she is. That is a full expression of who she is, and she doesn't even see herself. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Oh,
Do you want to take this outside? Because I think they can bring cameras outside.
Really? Because I think I flipped you.
You want to do it again?
Danny, don't get all tough. Please don't. This is not the place, and this is not
You
the
see, now she's getting up and in her face, right? Again, people, this is her trying to prove herself. This is her trying to feel significant in the world. You know, she may, it sometimes it comes from the people who she admires. She might admire ultra aggressive people. Why? Because she was with that guy, NBA Youngboy. You see what I'm saying? Which I'm going to talk about that tomorrow. I'm not going to talk about that today because the video is long enough. Right? But these kind of women, they never attract healthy relationships. This kind of girl. This is the beginning stages, the embryonic stages of the kind of woman that grows up ultra aggressive, getting in jail and just fighting, never really committing to anything. Because in reality, what's going on is that when you have overly aggressive masculine energy, your actions are never thought out. Your actions are usually pretty one-dimensional and pretty predictable. You see, because you're acting out of emotion without conscious awareness. There's a lot of action without thinking. You see, and you might say, well, Deluxes, boy, you know, a lot of these rappers, they're masculine, but they do things thought out. Okay, but think about that, right? Think about the rappers who are good. A lot of those rappers went to jail, and the rappers who went to jail usually say, I went to jail and that's when I got good at rapping because I went to jail. Biggie went to jail, came out rapping like better than ever. Right? Even NBA Youngboy, her boyfriend, most of the songs that were the best came out because he was in jail. You see, isolation is a feminine trait. Isolation and withdrawing is a feminine trait. The art of withdrawing from battle, the art of fighting and realizing you're defeated and backing out is a feminine trait. But you know what? It's the ultimate form of wisdom. Withdrawing when you realize yourself you cannot win is the ultimate form of wisdom, and it's a feminine aspect, and that's what separates the great generals from the generals who have a lot of pride but die in battle because out of the pride. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happens is that this kind of girl has a lot of aggression but zero feminine energy to counterbalance it, right? So yeah, I mean, it's this kind of girl, man. She's going to it's most of the relationships she's gonna have are gonna have that kind of battle. And whenever she meets a guy that's calm and relaxed, she's either gonna turn him into a bitch, or she's gonna leave because she thinks he's boring. She's only gonna attract the guys who have her energy but are more successful. She's gonna attract guys who reflect her character, who have that bad boy personality but are successful, who have what she doesn't have, merited success, because that's her number one insecurity. That she's successful but she doesn't have she's successful because she was lucky. So now she's trying to prove herself right now even harder. And that means that her strategy to prove herself is aggressive energy. Being in the dramatic without any talent or skill. Nothing wrong with that. She could develop talent and skill. I developed talent after 25 years old. I was nothing when I was 20. Before 25, I had no skills, in my opinion. You know? No skill. But as you grow older and you self-reflect, you see your flaws. It's only through self-reflection that you see your flaws. You're able to change things around if you believe in yourself. Right? But before that, you gotta self-reflect. You gotta go to jail. You gotta humble yourself. Or in my case, you got to go back and live with your parents and self-reflect for 2 years. Now, every moment is action-oriented. Some moments require you to do nothing. Some moments require you to back off and do nothing and be quiet. For example, yesterday, I was playing basketball and some dude got on my nerves. He was like, you fucking loser. You get no pussy. I don't know why I got mad at that, because I lost the game. And he was like, sit your ass down. And I'm like, this motherfucker is making fun of me. So I was like, he's a lifeguard. So I was like, shut the fuck up, you goddamn mermaid. What was like, get the fuck out, you goddamn Murray. Go back to the waters. Go back to work tomorrow. Go clock in, you bitch. Right? What was that? That was my aggressive energy. Right? It was coming out. Right? I didn't think before I acted. So what did I do afterwards? I apologized to him. I was like, I apologize in front of everybody, because if I embarrass you in front of everybody, I better apologize in front of everybody. You know, I was like, yo, man, I was wrong. I would never say that again. I apologize. And he was like, nah, man, it's all good, man. I was just talking shit. And I was like, that, in my mind, I'm like, nigga, you talk shit all the fucking time in a disrespectful way. But the point is that I kind of balanced my aggressive energy with the feminine energy by apologizing, humbling myself, which made me feel good. I didn't give a fuck if it made him feel good, but it made me feel good because I know that's not my purpose. My purpose is not to put people down. It's to help them out. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about her relationship tomorrow, and I'm going to give you guys my take on it. Yeah, man, I find this very fascinating. It's very fascinating to me, the whole masculine and feminine energy, the anima and the animus. Truly, truly interesting, right? All right, people, that's it for today, man. I'm going to be making this video more about this tomorrow, and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and peace out.
All right, ladies, so this is the course that all of you guys have been asking me for, and it's the psychological game of attraction. This is pretty much the course that will make any man beg to want to commit with you. This is the course that I wish, I'll be honest with you, if I was a woman, this is the kind of course that I want, because it's a course that's specifically geared to help you understand how guys fall in love and how to do it in a systematic way that's almost predictable, right? So let me show you guys how this course is set up. By the way, there's a 30-day money back guaranteed on this course. So if you guys don't like it, you guys will get money back. Look, let me show you how it's done, right? So it's split up in a few sections. The first section is the introduction, obviously, what to expect from it. After that is I'm giving you an understanding of the psychology of attraction, right? Because you need to understand that dating is a game. You need to think strategically, that there are certain laws of human nature that you cannot break, and just a few things of why people love each other. You know, it's very important to have a realistic expectation. After that, we go into the three phases of every relationship. They all go in these three phases, and these phases could overlap each other at times, right? The first phase is the pre-honeymoon period. It is when you first know the person, or it is when you're becoming acquaintance with the guy, or it is when you guys broke up and are back together, or it is when you guys had a long period of you guys not knowing each other and now you guys want to rekindle things. This works in any point of the relationship that you need to spark interest and curiosity. So these videos are specific for that. Specific to create curiosity, how to get to know the guy the right way, using your non-verbals, how to create a powerful reputation. It's truly powerful stuff. After that is the honeymoon period. This honeymoon period is how to get from curiosity to interest to creating a deep connection. So all of these videos are specifically geared to that. Not the 30, no. These specific videos are there for this phase, and this phase is any phase. You guys are having a good, happy moment. You guys just got back together, and now you feel that peak. You feel that happiness that you guys felt. That's what this is, right? So these videos are there for that, creating a lonely fantasy, the preemptive breakup, the triangle of love, using words to control his man. It's powerful stuff. After that is the post-honeymoon period, and again, is a short list of videos, because these videos are there to solidify the connection that you already created. So if you just had an incredible moment, or you just came out of a vacation with a guy and everything went well, you better use this phase, because if you don't do this, he's going to become disenchanted. It's just how it is. These are very specific videos, and all you got to do is just say, all right, where am I? I tell you where you guys are, and you just watch the video. It's pretty much like being coached by me. You got some bonus videos, stop being nice, dealing with the inevitable, how to deal with breakup, how to deal with getting over a dude. This is the how to overcome manipulation, identifying manipulation, deterring manipulation, defending yourself against manipulation, what to do if you're already in a manipulative relationship, and how to avoid them through detachment. It's pretty much an extremely succinct and laser focused course. Not one waste of motion. That's why I love it. and there's a 30-day money back guarantee if you guys don't like it. No questions asked, people. All right. And if you guys want to support this channel, this is how you support it. And I hope you guys enjoy this. All right. See you guys inside.